love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him.
Atlanta's Incredible Radio, 1570 WIGO. Erica Campbell calls that one, I love God. I know you love God. If you don't, what's wrong with you? I know that's right. Highway to Heaven, Kevin Buchannon. It's another glorious day that our Lord has made. Let us all rejoice and be glad in it. And you know, I've been talking normally around this time of the day. Y'all know I feature a lot of great music. I break a lot of new music, and I put a lot of artists on the show. So normally around 5:15 this afternoon, y'all know Kids Corner Radio goes down for all my young people and the young at heart. Now, Miss D, she took a little hiatus this afternoon, so I got some hot stuff for you. And I know all of y'all into the reading thing, and I know this particular book is probably available on every means, the Kindle, the whole nine, and it's called The Distance Between God and Me. And I have the privilege and the honor of being joined by that great author, and I'm going to make sure I don't mess up her name, Miss Chawanis Ash. How you doing this afternoon?
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I didn't butcher your name because you know you need to get the credit for everything, so we need everybody to know exactly who you are.
Yes, you were close, but it's Chawanis.
Chawana. See, I kind of figured because I have a daughter named Chawana, but you have a unique spelling on your name, so it's Chawanis.
That is correct.
There we go. Now, you got a hot project that's for everybody, whether you're 8 to 80.
Yes.
And it's called The Distance Between God and Me. Tell us just a little bit, without giving it away, about this particular book.
Okay. The Distance Between God and Me was a book that I recently written to women. It is a love letter that I've written actually to women to help them to find their most authentic selves. And so the book details a characteristic of the authentic woman. And I also share a little bit of my personal story in the book and how I worked my way through the process of finding my most authentic self.
Now, when you say authentic, let me know a little bit more about authentic related to the book sense.
Okay, authenticity is really about a person being able to live in their original design by the Creator. It's about them being their most genuine, unique selves, standing in their truth, regardless of what their past mistakes and decisions and failures have been. It's learning how to stand boldly in who those things can shape them to be. And so a lot of times we have these past life circumstances that are painful and are difficult to deal with. But when you learn to walk in your most authentic self, you aren't afraid or held bound by your past, but you identify that those things can be used for a greater purpose in your life.
Now, with you saying that, I got a question. What exactly, and let my listeners know, what exactly is authenticity, and why is it important?
Authenticity, again, it's about standing in your truth, being bold in who you were originally created to be by God. And it's very important because each one of us was created with a purpose in mind. And in order for us to walk boldly into the purpose that we were created for, we have to be true to ourselves and not become copycats of things that we encounter and people that we see and encounter, but really get to the truth of who we were created to be.
Now, I got a question for you. Just out of scenarios, who is this book designed to reach?
This book is designed to reach particularly it was written for females, but I've had a lot of male readers to give me their feedback and saying how the book has helped them as well. But specifically, it was written to women who are interested in walking in a fulfilled, purposeful life. A woman who is searching for happiness and success that really moves beyond the natural, tangible things, but being fulfilled in their daily living as it is in line with their purpose.
So, boy, there we go, that word once again, fulfillment. Now, I happen to be a co-host, or I should say, of a women's conference yesterday, and it was called the God is in Everything Conference. And it was kind of designed for women, but there were a lot of brothers there, and it touched on that same thing. Now, what inspired you to write this type of book?
You know, Kevin, so much focus is on the outward appearance of women, the nails, the hair, the clothes. You got boutiques with clothes and waist trainers and diet teas and all of these things to help us to be beautiful on the outside. But my daily profession, I'm a mental health therapist, and I have a lot of women who come in on a daily basis, and on the outside, they look together. They have it all put together. They're neat and polished, but on the inside, they are broken, and they are wounded from these past life experiences. So I wanted to write this book to help women to really begin to deal with and address the issues that live on the inside. And these are unresolved issues from their past that they carry all throughout their young adulthood, their adulthood, that acts as a barrier to them really becoming who they were truly designed and purposed to be.
Boy, I tell you say it's designed for women, but I believe a lot of brothers might be able to pick this book up too and get something out of it. I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
Absolutely.
Now, we're going to take a little musical pause. You going to hang out with me for a little bit?
Absolutely.
Because I want them to go ahead and really get this thing. So we're going to take a musical selection, and I'll be right back with this great author on this dynamic book. Atlanta's Incredible Radio, 1570 WIGO. That's music from Leandria Johnson. Calls that one, It's Gonna Be Alright. You're inside Highway to Heaven. It's your man, Kevin Buchannon, another Sunday afternoon. Yeah, y'all got me live in the studio today. And I'm being joined by a great author, Miss Chawanis Ash. that's got a great read. It's called The Distance Between God and Me. Now, I'm going to ask her, what kind of made you title it The Distance Between God and Me?
Well, I share a little bit of my story and how I grew up in the church, and I attended the youth groups and Bible studies and had the praying grandmother, praying mother, and the whole nine. And when I went to graduate school, by the time I made my way through college and went through graduate school, I couldn't understand why being raised in the church and having all of those experiences, how I was still distant from God. I felt that something was different in my life. There was a void. And so as I walk through my story throughout the book, obviously there is a spiritual component to it, but I just talk about how there's this resolution between how I viewed God in the beginning as a young girl and a young teen growing up in church, and how I began to know God differently and experience God differently as an adult. And so my life story talks about the distance from being raised in church all the way to knowing Him personally for myself.
Wow, I tell you, this thing is definitely going to touch somebody. Now, I got a question. What steps should women take to break through to living an authentic life?
In the book, I outline a 3-point strategy to help women really begin to live their most authentic life. Those 3 points are resolving issues of the past, identifying what it is that they truly want in life, and then activating a plan to get it. So resolving issues of the past really talks about how these past experiences that we've had, whether there were decisions that we made on our own, whether it was life circumstances when things happened to us, we experience those things that cause such grief and shame and depression and hurt and pain. And what happens is we bury those things deep. And as we move throughout life, never addressing those things, that pain and depression and anxiety, it perpetuates itself all throughout our adulthood. And it acts as a barrier between where we are and where we desire to be. A barrier between who I am today and who I am purposed to be as far as my destiny is concerned.
I tell you, go ahead. That's some good stuff. You go right on here and preach it.
The second point, after you begin to resolving those issues through forgiveness and acceptance, and I talk more about that in the book, but the next step is to really begin to identify and discover what you truly want in life. A lot of us don't really know what we want in life. We think we want one thing, but it's not until we begin to resolve those past issues that it frees us up to really pinpoint what it is that we desire for our lives. Many of us know what we don't want, but when you ask us, what is it that you truly want? What are your goals? What is it that you're working towards? Then sometimes there's some hesitance there because we aren't totally sure. And then the third point is to devise and activate a plan. Faith without works is dead. So now that I know what it is that I want, now that I'm beginning to live my authentic life, these things aren't just going to fall out of the sky into my lap. I have to do some work in order to get it. And so in creating a plan, putting down some points and some strategies that will move me closer to meeting those goals, all of that encompasses a roadmap to help us live our most authentic life.
Boy, now y'all better be taking heed that this is all in the book.
Yes.
It's all in the book. Now, I got another question. Some particular listeners are probably wanting to know, how can they start this process? How can you start this today?
Starting today is very simple. The first step, you have to give yourself permission to be who you truly are. A lot of people are waiting on the consent and authorization from somebody to come in and say, it's okay, be your true self, be who you were created to be. And that doesn't happen, because when you have purpose and when there is something that is peculiar about you, or there's a specific call that you have on your life, everybody is not going to be supportive of it. So we waste a lot of time sitting around waiting on people to come and give us the go-ahead, when in actuality, you have already been designed to be your true self. So I want to encourage women today to know that the first step, the first thing you can do today is to give yourself permission to be who God has created you to be.
Boy, I tell you, that's a mouthful. Listeners, y'all hang tight. I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you an opportunity to find out how you can get this book. Actually, I'm going to bless a couple listeners with this particular book, but I want you to know how you can purchase your own copy and perhaps reach out to her on social medias. So I'm going to let Casey J go on and fill us up for just a wee bit, and I'll be back inside Highway to Heaven. Kevin Buchannon on WIGO.
If you provide the fire, I'll provide the sacrifice. If you pour out your spirit, then I will open up inside. Fill me up, God. Fill me up. 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 If you, I'll give you something to burn. If you pour out your spirit, then I will open up inside. Oh, so fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up. Oh, fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. I want more of you. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up. I need more of you. Say, fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. With more of who you are, God, less of who I am. I wanna be filled by you. I wanna be filled by you. Fill me up, God. Fill me up. So love of God and permeate every inch of my soul. I want the love of God overflow in my life and permeate, God. Every inch of my soul is yours. Sing love of God overflow in my life. You can have all of me. I'm yours, I'm yours, I'm yours. So fill me up.
Atlanta's Incredible Radio, 1570 WIGO. That's music from Casey J. Simply entitled that one, Fill Me Up. You're inside Highway to Heaven with Kevin Buchanan. It's another Sunday afternoon, and it's a special edition. Yeah, I'm putting it down. I've got a great author in the studio with me this afternoon. You know, I'm always breaking new music, but when I get an opportunity for you really to go ahead and use that brain tool that God gave you, and it puts you down because it really makes you think. Now, music takes you to your destiny, don't get me wrong, but when you can physically just kind of get in the Word, that's what I'm talking about. The distance between God and me. And the great author that I've been talking to this afternoon, none other than Mrs. Chawanis Jefferson Ash. Joining me once again. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Kevin. How about you?
Hey, this book, it's what's happening. I'm going to have to go ahead. I know she brung me a copy. I'm going to have her autograph it, that type of thing, because this thing is going to be that next go-to. Seriously. Now, for those individuals that are just joining me, and I know Y'all been with me since 5 o'clock, so that's no doubt. But my new listeners, boy, this book is entitled The Distance Between God and Me. It's a must read. Now, Miss Chawanis, let us know how they can grab this book. Is it in all of the areas? Because a lot of people do the Kindle. A lot of people still go to the Barnes and Nobles and that type of thing. So how can they actually obtain this book?
There are 3 ways to order the book online. You can purchase the book at my website, which is www.chawanis.com. You can also purchase the book in the Create Space e-store, and I believe that's createspace.com. And you can also purchase the book on Amazon.com. So the book is available in those 3 areas. The book is also on Kindle. As far as in stores, we aren't in stores just yet, but that will be coming. So give us another few weeks and you'll be able to find us in your local Lifeway or Barnes & Noble. So we're working on that.
So the next best thing, and y'all know how we do it, I want you to go ahead and purchase it from her website. That's direct. Now let them know the website.
It's www.chawanis, CHAWANIS.com, www.chawanis.com.
Now, let me know, because you on fire. Let me know what other things that you're doing and any upcoming events that you might be involved in.
This week, actually, this coming Saturday, August 1st, I will be at the Atlanta Women's Leadership Conference, Spread Your Wings Beyond Limits, and it's for women in leadership, and that will be at the Holiday Inn at Atlanta Perimeter this Saturday at 10 a.m. So we'll be doing an author showcase and a book signing there. Also, I will be at a conference at the end of August in Brooksville, Florida. So if any of your listeners have family in the area, Brooksville is near Tampa. It's about an hour outside of Tampa, Florida. I will be there participating in the Women's Empowerment Conference, Broken for Greatness. And so there's also some other things we have lined up in the upcoming weeks. People can go to my website and click on events and bookings, and they can see my complete outline of events there.
That was my next question. Now, outside of that, I see you do a lot of things. Are you available as a motivational speaker, or, kind of let the community know? Because you got a story, and you are not just one of those individuals that chose to, I'm going to just write a little something and kind of see where it goes. It's really going somewhere. So individuals might want to book yourself to come on out and speak to organizations or that. How can they reach you also?
Absolutely. Again, I refer them back to my website. Click on events and bookings. I am available for speaking engagements at conferences, colleges, churches. I'm also an authenticity coach, and so I work with individuals one-on-one to help them to form a strategy in learning how to live their most authentic lives. We also hold a monthly authenticity coaching call, and so you can go to my website, chawanis.com, and you can enter your name and your email address, and we will register you for the free monthly authenticity coaching call. And that's where a community of women have come together to join forces as they embark upon this journey in being their most authentic self.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, outside of that, are you on any of the social medias? Can anybody kind of follow you along, or they just Google your name and it all pops up?
You can follow me on Facebook at Chawanis J. Ash. So we have a fan page there on Facebook, Chawanis J. Ash. You can follow me on Instagram at Chawanis Speaks. I'm also on Twitter at Chawanis.
All medias. And of course, I've got the hookup on the book. I'm going to be blessing a couple listeners probably later on this hour, and I'm going to do a special copy I'm going to let you grab probably inside my man Reggie Gay's show. So you make sure this is a must get, but I don't want y'all to wait, because I might just go ahead and keep my copy and read it here at the radio station. I want y'all to go out and support. I want you to give them, once again, how can they go obtain this book? Your website.
My website, once again, is www.chawanis.com. They can also purchase the book at Amazon.com and Create Space.
And once again, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule along with your great husband here to come on by and bless us right here on Atlanta's Incredible Radio. And I wish you nothing but success.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate you having me.
And once that's on the roll, you're going to put it in movie form. Don't you forget me. Don't you forget her, brother.
I won't.
Thank you very much for stopping on by.
Thank you.